all those nerfs. What's going on, guys? Sinister Skater here. The day has finally come. Last night, Treyarch pushed a hotfix that balanced the S6 Stingray tactical rifle and the Reaver C86. We'll go over both the changes, but primarily be talking about the Stingray. I've used the new version of the Stingray, this post-nerf version, in a couple matches earlier today with various different setups to see if it's still good or not. And I'll let you know what I think about it after we dive into these patch notes. It's interesting. So notice that there's no specific numbers or anything for these changes. So a lot of these patch notes are up for interpretation as how much they actually tuned. For the S6 Stingray in multiplayer, what they went ahead and did was they reduced the projectile speed and they increased the delay between bursts. They reduced the maximum damage profile, they reduced the maximum damage range profiles, and they reduced the headshot multipliers. They reduced the ammo capacity. On the operator mod, there's a longer burst delay time. The long barrel attachment, it got a reduction in the damage range bonus it gives. The quick draw attachment, they reduced the aim down sight in bonus that it gives. And rapid fire no longer improves the projectile fire speed. It still will improve the burst delay, but it used to make the bullets fire a little bit faster because the S6 Stingray, like I went over in a previous video, is a projectile weapon. It takes a little bit longer for those bullets to hit than your standard like hit scan SMG and things like that. So yeah, those are all straight up nerfs. And at first glance, you're like, whoa, they neutered the crap out of the S6 Stingray. But is that really the case? And my answer to that is yes and no, not really. It's still pretty good. I'll tell you that the operator mod is pretty much useless now. There's really no reason to use it. But the Stingray itself still has the potential to be good, especially in the right hands with the right setup. It's just a little bit harder to use the Stingray. Not talking about the operator mod, the normal Stingray, just a little bit harder to use that. I'll link the video that I did in the cards right now a couple of weeks ago where I was talking about how OP the S6 Stingray was at first. Just on its base weapon, I used the operator mod for the first time in that game. Was one-shotting people like crazy. It was crazy OP. If you don't know how OP this weapon is, I encourage you to go check that out because it's impressive. It's like Call of Duty history making right there. Now, I'd say with the right setup, the current iteration of the S6 Stingray is on par with some of the best weapons in the game. All the gameplay you've been watching right now, I'll watch for the rest of the video, is this gameplay from the post-nerf for the S6 Stingray. It was all recorded earlier today. But going back to the operator mod, kind of sidetracked there. Don't use it. It's not good at all. I'll throw some gameplay clips up right now demonstrating what I'm talking about. It does not one-shot people anymore. I don't think it can do it at all. If it does, I think you have to be barrel stuffing an enemy like right up next to them, and they don't have to have body armor, and maybe you'll one-shot them. I was pretty close. I'm pretty sure I was like pretty close to barrel stuffing some people in the games I was playing earlier, and it still wasn't one-shotting people. At first glance, you'll see the only change that they made to the operator mod in the patch notes is that they made the burst delay a bit longer, so you wouldn't think really that much change, but you have to figure in the changes they made to the damage and the range profiles just on the S6 Stingray itself. Those made it to where the increased damage from impact blast can no longer one-shot, or I shouldn't say one-shot, it shoots two bursts at once, so one burst people at almost any range like it did previously. I also noticed the impact explosion, the splash damage from it, is like next to none now. Before you could one burst multiple enemies if they were right next to each other from that explosion. Earlier, I had two people standing very, very close to each other, both with less than 10 health, so I hit them with a burst of the operator mod Stingray each, and the blasts from killing one of them didn't kill the other one of them, so I don't know what's going on with that. But yeah, to be honest, I'm kind of sad to see the operator mod go the direction the Treyarch took it. Yeah, it was overpowered as hell before, but now there's really no point to using it at all. It slows down the fire rate and the time to kill, and you get no benefit from using the operator mod, which is pretty pointless. I like to see at least like you could one shot with the operator mod in like shotgun range. I think that would be pretty fair. I never got to test it out. I'm kind of sad, but I want to be able to run around with laser sight and hit fire people like I mentioned in a couple of videos. Maybe that would have been a nice even point with there. Maybe you can barrel stuff people in that range. But yeah, I mean, other than that, the operator mod is dead. There's no point to use it. If you have classes with it, just get rid of it right now. It's not good. Now, the Stingray itself is what I want to talk about real quick. It's still really good, like I was saying earlier. The notable nerfs I noticed, like actually the things that I felt when I was using this earlier, because I've been using the Stingray a lot. It was really good before, is that the new Stingray, the projectiles are a little bit slower, which makes it harder to hit moving targets and targets at range. The rate of fire is slower, and the recoil kicks a little bit more. Those are the three things that I noticed. The side effects of these noticeable nerfs are that, again, the S6 Stingray is harder to use at range because of the combo of having less damage and the slower projectiles, and most notably, the recoil kicking a lot more. And in close quarter situations, the S6 Stingray is no longer a melt machine like it used to be before. I could just run up on people, aim down sight, and just mow them down with the super fast fire rate and the damage it did. Now I am getting outgunned in some situations because it's hard to hit shots or there's no damage. People can get the jump on you, things like that. Those three changes I have noticed, though, can be fixed with the grip and rapid fire attachments. Grip and rapid fire make the Stingray feel a little bit more, or maybe a little bit better than the pre-nerfed Stingray without any attachments. And it's definitely more than usable. Again, close quarters and mid-range, it's still insane performance as long as you're hitting your shots and not being stupid with your gameplay. I myself will be keeping my Stingray class. I still like it. I just think the must-have class setup you gotta rock is grip. Quick draw, the default aim down sight speed is abominable, and then rapid fire and you should be good to go. If you've been fortunate enough to get the Stingray, let me know what you think of it post-patch, and then I'll give grip, quick draw, and rapid fire a try, and let me know what you think about that class setup. But yeah, going over the Reaver notes real quick and the remainder of these notes, a couple other things to go over. The Reaver got changed. It got a net nerf. They reduce the aim down sight speed. I hate the way they word these things. These are nerfs. They reduce the aim down sight speed, which means it takes longer to aim down sights with this. They reduce the reload speed, making it take longer to reload. And then they reduce the hip fire accuracy. And the titanium bolt attachment, or operator mod, I'm not sure which it is, it's now slightly reduced the projectile speed bonus that it gave before. So overall, a net nerf on the Reaver. You'll see on the screen they also made a couple tweaks to the Reaver and the Stingray in Blackout and in Zombies. Again, they're on the screen right now. You can read those. But again, in conclusion, S6 Stingray, I still think it is a good weapon. One of the best weapons with the right setup in the game right now. It's just not OP anymore because Turek absolutely neutered the operator mod. That's my thoughts. Let me know what y'all think down below in the comments. But that's going to be it for this video. If you guys enjoyed it or learned something new, hit that like button, get subscribed, turn on that bell notification to get notified when my videos go live. Links down below in the description for 10% off Control Freaks as well as cool Indie the Aim apparel. You'll also find my Amazon Associates link down there if you want to shop through that link and help support the channel that way. Again, thanks for watching, guys. My name's Stingray, and I'll catch you guys on the next video. Peace out.